Hello, and welcome to Let's Drone Out. Joined this week by the fantastic Tone Star
Bonjour.
and myself, Stephen, with the silly moustache, your favourite Dr. Robotnik impersonator. Jack will be joining us later. He's just a little bit busy right now, and we thought we'd go live near the normal time so you don't all think we're skipping a show. He will be with us shortly. This week's beer of the week is stout from Pressure Drop, and it's a coconut beer. It's a coconut
nice.
and raspberry stout of all things, which I'm choosing as my dessert after dinner today.
Is that what they call a pastry stout? I've yet to try one.
Surprisingly moreish. Probably
Yeah,
will
I think-
rot your teeth. There's a lot of sugar.
How much? What percent? 10?
Oh, this is only, I think this is just 6.5. So this is really more of a driving beer, really.
Pressure Drop were a good company. I do like a Pressure Drop. I've actually just
down the
started.
road.
I've just started a YouTube channel on beer drinking.
Oh,
IPA.
really? How opportune.
Yeah, it's just me and my mate were doing it, and I was collecting every single can. I've got so many cans, it's ridiculous. I had to put some in the loft, and I was like, "How are we going to know what ones we liked and not?" Because we started a spreadsheet, and then we both couldn't be asked to add to it, so we just started
Untapped, mate.
recording it.
You ever
We
use
did
that?
Yeah, we have a few times.
So this is Cookbook Club. Yeah, I just keep a list because sometimes I come across stuff and I think, oh, that looks like a nice beer. I'll have that, but have I had it before? And then I'll look and be like, oh yeah, I have had it before. It was dog water.
Yeah,
It's just got a clever name. You know?
That's exactly what I'm doing. Why there was a Polly's collab with Cloudwater last week. I drunk and I thought, oh, this is going to be smashing. Absolutely pants. Pardon me. And Polly's is always spot on. Polly's is such a good brewery. Cloudwater used to be, but I think they've gone downhill now. So I think it was Cloudwater made it not very good.
Rest on your laurels. Yeah.
Yeah, it was meh. It was lemony and just not all that good.
I've just ordered a crate, well, two 12 packs from Lost and Grounded because I'm rather fond of their Saison d'Avon. Maybe it should be Saison d'Avon. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to alliterate like that. But anyway, it's like a Belgian style beer, but made in the UK. I think they're up in the north somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. But 6.5% and comes in like, half-litre cans. So you can drink it with a bit more abandon than you can the Belgian ones.
Yeah.
But it's still got that lovely depth of flavour, which is quite nice.
So what should we rename the Let's Drone Out?
Let's drink out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, now, have you flown?
I have not flown. No. I've been. I think I may have cracked open the sim and did a little bit of sim bashing, but that was all.
All I've done is watched the T50 Agris drones, is it? Or the DJI?
The agricultural ones.
Yeah, they're bloody brilliant. Have you seen any of that stuff?
I bet you could probably go to work slung under one of those, couldn't you?
I reckon I could. I reckon it could carry me.
Yeah. That'd be something. I did see Blood's video. Blood's posted a video of him going through it uncrashed, and he gets like the gold medal on all of the tracks. And to be honest, it's kind of sickening. As I realised, I probably put hours into that simulator, and I can just about scrape silver on some of them. But he's just like nailing the gold medal on every track. And yeah. I'm not going to be a racer. Definitely not.
Yeah, it's you got to constantly do it. When I was doing it, it started off passion. Like I'd go out with the lads around here that I've met quite a lot of good friends now from flying, but we used to just all go out, like no matter what the weather, even if it had rained, we'd go out because we were so like, come on, let's set up some gates and go down to Hidden Valley, all meet down there, set up gates and just fly all day, every day. And it was you know, it was the thing to do back then because it was new and really cool.
Yeah, now it's like stratified a bit, and the good guys are really good, and you kind of know that. Yeah, we could maybe have a bit of a laugh, but you're never going to be amazing. Whereas I think back then there were so few people doing it, and everyone was still learning, and you could just get a lucky week and just tear through the field.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I had some good times doing it, and had some good races, but yeah, it was just a lot of pressure of being in the top 3, especially when you're sponsored, and then trying to drive everywhere every weekend and stuff like that. It was a bit too much in the
when
end.
it becomes more like a commitment rather than just a laugh, rather than something new you're exploring, you got to watch out because it can kind of rob the fun of it.
It kind of did that. So I still don't know whether I'm going to go and do Popper X Class thing yet, to be honest. I probably will. Or just turn up and say hello to people that I haven't seen for a little while.
Yeah, there's some interesting bits and bobs coming out still. There's a few new developments, I guess, that have appeared. I think Curry, he's been busy coding, he's not been on the show, but he's having some luck getting apparently Wi-Fi joysticks are a thing. I didn't know that you had Wi-Fi joysticks, but apparently you can, and he's got them talking to his sim, which is interesting.
What's the PlayStation then? Bluetooth?
Yeah, pretty much everything uses Bluetooth. I think the NVIDIA Shield had like Wi-Fi Direct, and Wi-Fi is supposed to be a bit lower latency. It's a bit more power hungry, but it's a bit faster. And apparently ELRS has added some Wi-Fi support. I can't pretend to know how this stuff works. A lot of the time I'll be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 that protocol. It uses some derivative of the Apple Bonjour thing that announces hardware and announces the joystick that way. But beyond that, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's getting that working for his coding and sim, so that's cool. There's been a helicopter flight controller of all things. It's something that you almost never ever hear, because by and large, helis don't really get modified, do they? They're kind of you buy it and you stick with it. You're not putting a new flight controller in your heli. But Radio Master have released just that. They've released a flight controller for helis, which is kind of nuts. They call it the Nexus. Just do a wee little screen share here. Let's see if I can.
I think I had a
professional.
What did I have? Something called Nexus, wasn't it? Wasn't it a Tesco or something iPad-y thing? The Nexus.
That was Google used to have a tablet called the Nexus.
Yeah, that's it. I had one.
That's what you got. Pretty beefy. Obviously, Heli's not too worried about lift and weight with that damn great rotor. So they put it in a big fat aluminium shell, CNC
machined. Yeah,
pretty nice. I imagine that could take a direct hit without too much trouble. And obviously, they're doing this as a bundle with their own Express LRS receivers. So you've got a little plug and go cable for their Express LRS kit. You've got a whole bunch of other plugs for stuff. I don't know what. I presume this thing can take GPS as well, I'm guessing. It's got a USB-C socket. It's got headers for about 1 million different servos for whatever you do with servos on a heli. And this is designed to run Rotaflight. Rotaflight is a fork of Betaflight. They forked in about 4.3, and they've had a whole bunch of success. I think we've mentioned Dr. Rudder in the past, who appears to be the pseudonym of the developer there.
One of Jack's favourite phrases.
Yeah, Dutch Rudder. We don't know if he's Dutch or not, but that's just a rumour. You can do RPM filtering. Obviously, with a heli, you really want some RPM filtering because that thing's going to shake itself to pieces. You've got 128 megs of flash, which is pretty generous. So you can log your flights and tune this thing. So this is like a serious helicopter flight controller for people who want to tune their helis and plug in GPSs into all sorts of crazy stuff. It remains to be seen how big the market is, but I imagine at this point, Radio Master are just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. They put out that MT12 car controller, and I'm starting to see some of the racers pick that up. You know, these people who go and record crazy times screaming around with like 1/12, 1/10 scale RC cars, and seems to have been popular with them. So maybe they'll see some support in the heli community as well.
I watched some of them RC car racing. It looks quite good. I don't know if I'd be able to control it from up on the side. Oh, I probably would, but not. Yeah. I'd like the outdoor ones, though. There's actually an outdoor circuit at my local shooty place, airsoft place.
Oh, cool. They're few and far between. It's nice to hear.
Yeah, I should take my truck and that around there, really.
It looks like it does high-speed servos as well. So you've got, I don't know what these. I think that this is
one shot, multi-shot, and D-shot there.
Yeah, obviously D-shot. Yeah. I mean, you've got ESC frequency sensor as well. I don't know. That's a bit odd. Presumably, if you've got BL Heli 32, you can take the frequency off there, but obviously you just do that off D-shot because it works better. Yeah, interesting. Hopefully this takes off. We see a bit of an explosion in helis, because I think it's been kind of a lockdown, pretty expensive market, and there hasn't been a lot of hobbyist input into helis until you get to the real premium stuff. But this could, open it up for more low budget experimentation.
Do people build helis?
I guess at the really big end they do, right? It's like anything. You get to the really fancy planes, and everything above a certain size is basically a custom job, isn't it? I mean, I can't say I know. The only heli I've got is a toy. I've never bothered to get like a serious one. But I have heard that some of the models that NJ was looking at, there's a very popular manufacturer, and he had I've completely blank on the manufacturer's name, but I think they were working with the Rotoflight guys to get compatibility for some of their models as an aftermarket upgrade.
What do you reckon the USB-C for updating and stuff?
Yeah, and configuration. They've got a configurator like Betaflight's got, rebranded for Rotoflight. So,
right. Well, they've gone USB-C
very similar.
as well.
$80 though, but you're paying a lot to get that aluminium shell. To get the tooling to do that one-off bit of aluminium is probably where most of the money's gone. Anyway, yeah, something different. It's always nice to see something a bit different. See some experiments happening. People, because otherwise the hobby doesn't grow if people don't take risks. So it's nice to see.
Right, back to beer.
Beer, yeah. Do you have any beer?
No,
beerless house.
Oh, it is beerless.
Outrage!
I know. I will ride to my local beer shop tomorrow and get 3. And I'm thinking about getting a pastry stout.
They're quite yummy. They're probably bad for you because it's basically like syrup in a can.
Well, I've had one good and one bad. I've had one co-op one my neighbour gave me. It was a coffee and chocolate. It was absolutely lovely.
Haven't had co-op in a while.
And then I had one in a can, and it was absolutely disgusting. Didn't like it at all. What they released.
Yeah, so I was just going to show Rotoflight. Wait, there's a new website. Am I not supposed to?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, so they just released the official version 2 May 15th. So I guess that contributed to the outpouring of hardware here we're seeing from Radio Master. This was it, the M7. That was OMP. That was it, OMP Hobby. Yeah, that was the brand that was quite keen on it. Yeah. So yeah, manufacturers.
They just scare the hell out of me.
What, helis? Well, yeah, they are pretty deadly. You can hit yourself with a 5-inch and you might walk away from that, but you lose fingers pretty quickly on helis, don't you?
Yeah,
it's a bit scary. Scary.
Well, I've had a quad to the face, so
yeah. If you'd had a heli to the face, your head may have been slightly too far away from your body to complain about it.
Yes. Sod that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sod that. But yeah, they've laid out a whole bunch of design requirements and reference designs, how to... it's looking very serious, which is nice. Well, congrats to them. Good luck. Keep your fingers attached.
MJ to come on and talk about it. I wonder if he...
I think I did pester him last time and ask if he'd experimented, but he was flying his stuff stock, I think, and just enjoying the flying without too much noodling around. I think with helis, you can just fly them stock, whereas a lot of quad stuff, you really got to know how this stuff works because you just get stranded otherwise. A lot of heli users, they're not changing anything. I might be getting the driver out, replacing some hardware, but they're not touching the software, are they?
No. What, you can buy all that Nazgul. Is it Nazgul drones now? They're already done, aren't they?
Yeah. LED strips down the side. How do you feel about that with a whole like plastic body and LED strips?
Pass.
Is that like seeing a Fiesta drive past with some lights underneath and you're a bit like,
Bring back the 90s.
Yeah. A guy gets out, he's got curtains.
Curtains. Oh, God, you're going back now.
Yeah.
I'm just literally booking my half a century old birthday party. And I'm just looking at Carl C. likes helis. And I'm literally just looking at all the 90s dance tunes. I was playing some while in the shower and going, yeah, I've got to have this one.
SL2 on a ragger tip.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So I've got to go through what I like and send a big playlist.
Yeah, you've got to lock that playlist down, otherwise that DJ is going to be up there like playing the Venga Boys again and again until you want to murder yourself
or murder him. We haven't got many people in the chat tonight, have we? What's going on?
Well, we started late, and unfortunately, our regular is out. We also don't have a specific topic. It is not just been a quiet news week. I think it's been a quiet news year. There ain't a lot happening. HG0 put out a monitor, big whoop, a monitor.
Oh, yeah. I saw, who did I watch? I can't remember his name. He's been on the show a couple of times. I watched him do it anyway. Oh, God, what's his name? He's got a head tattoo.
Oh,
not Painless.
Yeah, Doug, what's his name? Bot Grinder.
I even bought his goddamn motors. Yes,
I bought his t-shirt and the print washed off. I was quite sad about that.
Oh, man.
The one with like the black metal kind of Bot Grinder logo. Yeah, you can get. It's a lovely soft bit of cotton, but the print didn't adhere, unfortunately. Yeah.
I actually need to buy some t-shirts. I need some for the summer. I might have to look at buying into some different. Do we still sell LDO t-shirts? Do you know?
Yeah. There's a Teespring shop that's on the main site. You can go grab one.
I have to have a look. I'm going to have to buy a new one. I outgrown the other one. I think it's too much beer.
It's because you're too ripped, Tony. Too ripped.
That's what it is. That's what I keep telling myself when I suck my belly in.
Too hench round the shoulders. Need a new shirt. It's just happening. Summer body on.
Oh, God. Well, it's already here, isn't it? Well, it's sort of. A lovely week last week. And then it's
like
gone
rain, sun. You're like, yeah, it's lovely. I'll go out tomorrow. There's so much sun. And then just storm.
Yeah, yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. And then today I've not worked. I'm just literally sat around all day.
I saw Toolkit RC dropped a new charger. That was the only other thing. And they're like, ooh, a touchscreen charger. I'm like, wait, what year is it? Like, are we meant to be impressed by this? It's great. It's got touchscreen. So, and if anything, I'd rather have like clicky buttons. So I know I've absolutely pressed that button. And I know I've definitely set, like it's gone tick. And I've definitely set it to that voltage. And I haven't accidentally
left my fingerprints everywhere.
Yeah. But I'm sure also that it's not new to have touchscreen. Can it really be brand new to have touchscreen on it? I don't know. It's all just
yeah. I don't know.
What do you want from a charger? You want no fire and maybe like something that like give you status update on your phone and be like your batteries will be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that'd be useful.
That's good. I've had that before. I don't know what charger it was that I had that. Well, I definitely used it, but I think you had to plug it in and it was another plug-in thing, but having it built in would be good. Plus, I like that roller. ISTD, is it? When you click it and roll. That's nice. I like that.
ISDT.
Is that the one? ISTT? Or IS?
Yeah, not an STD.
No, I don't want that.
That's not their branding. Like it's the Apple STD, ISTD.
You don't want that. That's not good.
No.
That's a bad charger.
Did you go to the Apple summer party? Yeah, I have the ISTD.
It was a good time though.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I do like the scroll wheel and the clickiness of that. It's nice.
Yeah, it does help. Just something that doesn't take up too much space. I'm quite a fan of stuff that have the AC power supply built in because let's face it, most of my charging is done at home. Like I charge and then I go out, so I quite like to have AC built in.
Yeah,
people talk about safety and they're like, "Oh, I'm really safe, really capable, really careful," and then like, well, so what? You're running it off? Oh yeah, I've got this DC power supply, and you look at it, and it's like a computer server power supply that they've just like covered with solder. You're like, what? Yeah, it can do like 300 amps. It's amazing. I'm like, but there's like no safety casing on it. It's just sitting on the floor, and it's all hand soldered and.
When I charge indoors, I do it in a wok or a frying pan.
Yeah.
Just in case. So I can just run out the door like that.
Yeah. I always wonder, like, could I open the window? Or maybe not even open the window, just fucking smash the window.
Are you in a flat or a house or what?
I'm up on the first floor, yeah.
Yeah, you need to leave a window open at all times.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Do you keep your batteries in your house?
I do. I've cut the seals out of a few ammo cans for storage, and I've got a bat safe for charging.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah. I think I was gonna take my little quad out to the park, but this being England, like the first chance that the sun goes through, well, the first time the sun goes through the clouds, any piece of grass is covered by people taking their t-shirts off, desperately trying to get skin cancer before the clouds come in again. And so every 5 yards, there was just another group of people lying down. So I'm like, I can't fly anywhere. Yeah, this is ludicrous.
Rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah. Boo. The skaters are not too against me kind of flying around behind them, keeping a safe distance. So I do fly around near the skate park. That's all right.
I've done that once where I live. Flew around the skaters.
Yeah. I don't fly around them. I just fly near that bit because they're usually like, they've normally got music blaring. And so between the music blaring and them having a good fat smoke, people don't like cluster around the area. So I just stand and listen to them like blast out some old Sublime or something, and fly my drones.
Dare we talk about it? Can we talk about have you seen the FPV drones in? Oh, there he is. I won't say it.
The FPV drones in where? In Gatwick, was it, Tony?
No.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, how are you doing?
Glad you can finally join your podcast.
I know, I do apologise. I am so not organised.
How was moving?
Like super stressful. It's really difficult, and I just don't feel like I've got enough time in the day to like sort anything.
Do you have the same things that you started out with? Did everything make the trip and not get smooshed?
I don't fully know. I'd be lying if I said
I was totally unpacked.
Yeah.
Well, give it another 5 or 10 years, but get there in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I never fully got. Yeah, I never fully recovered. I haven't got the desk anymore. The desk did not survive. It got cut up.
Oh no!
So I
You didn't have enough tape.
Gotta get another one now, Jack.
Yeah, I've got to somehow build another desk.
Was it a full desk, or was it just a bit of ply? I can't remember.
It was an old conference table that got sawn up, and it was assembled, and I had my drawers either side. So Frank did ask me. I went and helped Frank the other day, and he asked me like, "What's the first thing you're gonna build? You know, when you're all set up and stuff." And I was talking about the old tricopter because I've been enjoying Curry. He's got some tricopter action coming up, and he's like upgraded some of the 450 size quads.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think it's now been enough time that like those sorts of things are quite a spectacle.
Is that growing 450s?
Yeah.
It's got like the latest firmware, freaking RPM filtering, ELRS, and all that crap. Still got analog VTXs on them, but thrashing the crap out of an old 450, which is quite fun to see.
Yeah, it's but yeah, everything's kind of shambles. It's like I haven't found everything. It's weird being back. I still get like. It was obviously like really traumatic having to leave here, and I sometimes like wander around and I find myself getting upset because I was obviously really upset to leave. But I'm back now. Don't feel very secure. People
you tried weeing in the corners.
Yeah, I know. It feels like that.
Has anything changed in there? Did they change anything?
No. Like it's still like very, very
same
similar.
layout.
Yeah. And I've kind of like brought most of my stuff with me. I've kind of blacked it out because we were recording and stuff. But yeah, I mean the desk is a complete clusterfuck. I would have been here much sooner if I'd like remembered to plug in like the webcam and stuff. And it's just like you go and join this call, and OBS is trying to be the webcam, and you're like,
nope.
Yeah. And half the LEDs on my computer aren't lighting up. The audio interface is on the top of the PC.
You can't just expect to be in there a week and everything be perfect. It takes years to make a house.
Yeah.
I know you left there and then you've gone back, but you've chopped things up, probably thrown stuff away, packed stuff.
Think of it as an opportunity to make a few improvements. So before you unpack, you could just appraise it and be like, right, maybe I can scrounge up some extra bits and pieces. Maybe end up with something that makes a better desk than you had before. Maybe end up with more storage space. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, with that desk that I was working on and building, Tony's, Tony's X-Class and stuff. that was the best version of that desk. It had multiple iterations to the point where, you know, I had like this. I basically bought half a hexagon table, and it was tiny. If anyone owned the complete guide to drones volume 1, there's a picture of my desk. It's tiny.
Oh yeah, it's in there, isn't it?
I didn't have a PC. It was a laptop, and that used to like wedge between the wall, the windowsill, and the desk, and it has like a bottle of Tango on there, and that's how it was. It was just a soldering iron. You know, there was no power supply. That was a Frank improvement. Frank bought me my first power supply. So yeah, it kind of, in a weird way, I've been kind of
grew
like,
with you.
yeah, you know, it was like,
Well,
this
this
had
can
a
be
new
your
phase.
this can be
It's
a
a new phase.
rebirth of you and the desk.
So do you have a bay window? Is it in a bay? Like a hexagonal base? So that's why you wanted the hexagonal table.
Well, it'd be like a what is it? Trapeze.
So you're going to go for like a command console where it actually like reaches around you either side, and you're sat in the middle, and you can like spin around, and the desk carries on both sides.
That would actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's tempting, but yeah, there needs to be like other rooms for activities. I probably won't make it as deep as I did last time. So much space
for activities.
Yeah, I mean that's all that everyone kept saying once I'd moved half the crap out of there, was like how much bigger the place was. I'd kind of like hoarded myself in. There was an element of like extreme hoarders.
Have you thrown anything away? Like
I've thrown tons of stuff.
Like, you do when you move. I did. I was just like, some things I regret, some things I don't care.
The amount of shit I've put up in the loft, I've just been like, yeah, I might sell that thing, so I'll keep the box for it. And like,
I've got all my boxes for everything.
I got that habit off my dad, and I think it's a terrible habit because I sell practically nothing. I've just got boxes for everything stuffed into the loft.
It does. I'm the same. I keep like, you know, it is handy because like I'll like flip a certain thing on eBay, like a graphics card and that, and it's quite. I wonder if it does improve the resale value, but part of me thinking,
to what
really
degree
does it?
Like,
I mean, it makes it easier to pack, you know, because you've got this like perfectly cut wedge of foam, but
for really high value items like specific graphics cards and pieces of electronics that fit precisely in that box, maybe. But
yeah.
If I was only doing that, I'd be laughing, you know.
So we've got to find you a desk then.
Yeah, I need a big enough bit.
Oh, you got your tricopter.
Yeah.
So your first thing is desk, and then you can get on with. What are you going to do with that? There's not much improvement you can do on that. Or what are you going to do?
Well, there's a Kakute because that's a F1 board. This is an F3 board.
Oh,
Stephen's going to look at me like that's already out of date. I know.
Yeah,
it will make it fly better though.
Jack, it was out of date before I started this show. It's not. It's already out of date. It's been out of date for the last decade, mate. Maybe. Actually, no. That's unfair. If you went back to 2016, it was probably flyable in 2016. It's not a decade. Just like 7 years.
Apparently, that looks big enough to race at Popham.
It feels like it.
What is it?
Yeah,
what have you got? There? I can't. It's kind of in shadow. I can't see.
It's tricopter, isn't it?
Those arms are so thin.
Yeah, it's carbon fiber.
It's a lovely model. I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen you fly that one.
Yeah, see, RC Explorer. I can't because it's got a PWM receiver, so that means I'd have to.
Can we address the fact that when people say RC, it sounds a lot like RC?
We always say that.
And the number of products that are RC.
It's loads of RC
stuff. Gone out of control, really. Yeah.
It's loads of RC.
But yeah, it's
It's like City Walk in South Park.
Yeah. I know. It definitely.
I've never flown one. I think I've watched David fly them with the old GoPros on and stuff before they had stabilisation, and it looked quite good. I remember they're quite swooshy, wasn't it? Is that the word?
Yeah, they fly like in between a plane and a quad. Really, that's my only real way. And like back in the day, I remember, I think I enjoyed having that mini tricopter, because it was kind of like a novelty, and it kind of made me feel like I kind of like stood out a bit, because I enjoyed building and overcoming that. But I'm definitely not going to sit here and be like, it flew amazing. It didn't. It flew like
it
flew like a wobbly squirrel.
But I mean, at the time, like to build something and fly it, that was the impressive thing, right?
Yeah, and I remember the big achievement was flying and finishing a battery, because most of the time you'd fly, crash, and then have to change a prop, and then that's if you're lucky, and then most of the time you'd fly, crash, and have to come home again to fix it, or like Tony, dig the bloody receiver out, put a new antenna on it.
I think the bigger one will fly nicer.
Yeah.
Especially if you use David's inputs.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I called David up and said, what's good? And that's kind of why I went with a Kakute, because you're able to put like de-roning on it, which was the last sort of stuff that had the. I know, Stephen. I fully. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Shake your head, because that had the whole. That was like the last sort of development with Tailtune. But the problem is, I phoned David and he was just saying the code's so much better through filtering and stuff. He's like, just put Beatfly on it, and it will fly. Really? It will fly good.
I haven't come across anyone fly a modern build on a tricopter. It'd be fascinating to see how that works. I think you might actually spark a lot of interest if you say, I am putting like an F7 or something, or an F4, something recent. I'm going to run the latest code, make my tricopter fly, and people will be like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
But yeah, it's getting to that point. That's the issue. It's because like I got that Kakute from Liddy, Trevor, Darnome, and I don't even know if he's like still with us. I should really email him. Hopefully he's still with us. The last time I checked, he was. Don't even know if he was flying because his health.
Yeah, I remember his health decline.
Yeah, it was like not great. Yeah, it is. It would be good, but yeah, I've got to get to a point where I've moved in here, I've sorted everything out, and and then I need to pick a board, buy it, then solder it, and then get everything running. Because, like it or not, it's never going to fly as good as a quad, because you're relying on yes, it's a digital servo, but there's a mechanical.
It's only responding so fast.
Yeah,
it starts to ring as well, doesn't it? If you move it fast, you induce vibrations in the rest of the frame. The servo starts ringing the arm, right?
Yeah, and it's little things like I think I've got one battery for it, but like those batteries, like a 4S 3000.
I was going to say it's a 4S.
Wow, it's a lot of grunt.
Yeah, but
the motors then? I thought it was only like 2207s or something.
I think they're swinging 7-inch, aren't they?
They're 8, I think.
They're 8
on there, and yeah, they're meant to be a 2208, motor, but
That's
I
a lot of
reduced.
battery for 2208s, mate. Like, I'm running 2209s on my 7-inch, and I fly that thing on like 2 amp.
Yeah, they're
6S.
they're 2208 1500 kV.
You should be fine with like really quite small 1500 kV on a 7-inch prop. That's pretty gentle. Well, and you're running probably 3S, aren't you? Not 6S on that.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be 3, but we kind of pushed it at 4 because it was That's the thing. Like
you could probably get away with a quad battery, like a kind of 1 amp hour, 1.5 amp hour, 3 to 4S on that.
Don't you need the weight in the front of that though? A bit more.
Well, it's meant to have an old school GoPro at the front of it
as well. Yeah.
Because
you might just need to find a house brick.
He's long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the battery like is slung back, and it's meant to have a GoPro. When that was made, it was GoPro Hero 4. We're on.
11,
what are we on
12,
now? 11,
12? Is it 12 now?
I think it's 12.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And now GoPros weigh an absolute metric shit ton.
Yeah.
So
It'd be interesting to see it flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a whirl. If you put a modern code path on it, I think the fact that it's imbalanced is going to be much less of a problem because you're relying a lot less on motor mixing and a lot more on you've got a gyro, it'll figure it out.
How fast is the servo? Is it a fast servo in today's comparison to today, do you think?
I don't know. Have a look on.
Is it like a performance heli servo?
It's a Bluebird servo. I don't know. It's got cable ties all over it. I can't really show.
Give it a whirl.
It's what David recommended at the time.
Yeah.
Did David recommend like a config with recent beta flight? Is there just a standard tricopter build out, or are there tweaks that need to be done beyond the mixer for tricopters?
Well, there isn't. You're talking. This all stopped years ago. That's the thing. Like I
was going to say, no one really flies them anymore, do they?
Yeah. Like,
which is a shame.
Let's go on his website. Let's just say he stopped before Brexit.
I know it was a while ago.
He hasn't been tying rockets to knives for a while either.
Yeah.
The world's just going to shit, really. When we get down to it, get down to brass tacks, like where's the rocket knife?
I don't know. What happened?
Yeah, I mean,
he had a baby, I think.
Yeah, I guess you probably don't want babies around rocket knives. Probably some recommendation when you talk to the advisor who's like, "Have you prepared the house for the baby?" You're like, "Yes. There's the house, and there's the car, and there's the rocket knife."
there's the rocket knife sled.
The rocket knife stuff got all cut up for scrap. It doesn't exist. He released the design files December 2019, so that's just before COVID.
Yeah,
and the files aren't being hosted anymore, so nothing comes up.
Oof.
You've got the frame, you've got the PCB files, like the tray. So they're not even. The last sales were November 2019, October 2019, Brexit. There was nothing.
Zip.
The clearance sale was 11th of September 2019, and he's gradually. And that's the thing as well, is like I could build this, sink a load of money into it, like with a new, none of the pictures load. I could sink a load of money into it, like buy all new motors, buy all new ESCs or whatever, and at the end of it, as soon as I snap an arm, that's it. I haven't got another arm.
That kind of sucks. Could you get replacements off any of the large quads and maybe just find something that's similar,
There is
You
nothing.
could probably find carbon arms like that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
why?
Because they're completely square. They're not a round tube. He had them custom made.
So it's not just a long carbon member then.
Tube.
It's a
Yeah.
tube.
It is a tube,
Hello,
but
spin
it's
me gob.
square.
Good gob.
I bet he just used something
God.
off the shelf and drilled it.
No, they're custom made.
Really? That would be
Yes.
such a weird thing to do, to get your own carbon molding and everything. That would make it stupid expensive. Why would he? Because you can get like carbon spars that are, you can get tubes, you can get like square ducts.
Surely you
with
can get
specific diameters.
cubes now. I used to have a box kite with cube. Well, it wasn't carbon fiber, but
that was the. Yeah.
How long are the arms then? Are they really massive arms? You said it has 7-inch props.
They're 10. Yeah, they're 10 by 10, and they're quite long.
That's what she said.
No,
maybe you shouldn't
square.
ever fly it.
Yeah, just put it on the wall. Put it on the
Put it
wall,
on the
mate,
wall,
and be
is
like,
it?
yeah, that's a piece of history, like Blair or whatever, you know.
Yeah, they're 10 by
across the
10.
channel.
Because I remember him. Look, like none of the pictures like load or anything.
Have you thought that maybe now you are the museum for this, and your role is to basically photograph and document it and get it on like archive.org or something, and be like, this is what we call a tricopter, and here's my GoPro footage from 2013 of me flying this and barely missing my own head and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's lovely looking. I like it.
Yeah, they were square arms.
And they used to fold down like that.
Yeah, he had a nightmare trying to, because they're hollow in the center.
There you are. That's a good picture. And it's just zip tied up. I bet those are regular bits of carbon that you could.
They're not. He had to get bladders made and a special mold. I know because, you know, I'm friends with him. I could phone him up and ask him.
Yeah. But if it's 10 by 10, you could probably just get some solid.
You'd think someone would have made, made it. But yeah,
you could just swap in some alley parts and call it good, couldn't you?
Oh, there's the little one that you had.
Yeah. There's no reason, the carbon fiber looks nice. It would just mean, and also you could go up a size. You just drill the holes in the right place, and you could use 15 by 15 square aluminium tube. But they're the three
anymore. Yeah.
I think you need to stick it on the wall, Jack. Is there any videos of him flying in some nice places? I can't remember.
Yeah, there is. Like, there's,
cliff diving. So even with an old GoPro, that looks pretty steady.
Yeah. You can see just a faint little wiggle.
There is a tiny
it always had.
Dude.
It looks nice for back then, though.
What did you find?
How many pieces do you want? They're
3.
£8 each. Or if you buy 3 of them, they're £8.42 if you buy 3. I've just found them on eBay. Hang on. I'll send it to you. Ta-da!
Oh, no, share your screen.
All right, hang on. Just
close all the porn tabs.
So much bullshit in the background. Hang on. Let me just zoom this in.
I'm guessing someone bought a load of them before.
No, mate, it looks like a common bit. So I just I started poking around. Hollow tube, RC model. There you are.
No, they're right. So they're extruded. They're not woven.
Mate, it's a tube. What do you want?
No. You drill a hole, they split.
Drill a hole very carefully.
No, they
drill
split.
Come on, you can make it work.
No, they trust me.
You'd have to if you smashed it into the ground. You'd be saying,
zip tie something on there.
Thanks, Stephen, for finding that.
Yeah. No,
I don't know, what are you going to do? You're going to fly it or are you going to museum it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't even know.
Get a desk first.
Yeah.
But like I said, you could just use Ali as well. That's like trivial.
Yeah.
Just aluminium box section.
Yeah, those extruded 10mm cheap things. Yeah, they were made in Hobby King. They were like £4. But yeah, they just split.
Oh wait, I found the woven ones. God, you need to give me a bit more time, mate. Give me a bit of time.
No worries. You're live on a podcast. Hey, Spin. How's it going?
All right, these are on Amazon. There we are. One colour, £33 for
33 quid for an arm.
For half a metre. 33 quid for half a metre. So you can cut that. I don't know how many arms you get out of half. That was on 50. Amazon. That is literally the first hit that I found.
Yeah, you get. I think you'll get 2 out of it,
fucking
or
right.
1.
All right,
because they're 25 or 30, whatever long.
Right, let's go to AliExpress. Strike a deal. It's a deal. It's a steal.
Supposed to be getting carbon, Ali.
Fucking sanctuary. Yeah, so those are not woven. But yeah, I mean they exist is the point, right? If you want woven tubes. So let me just put this up again. We'll do the Stephen shares his Amazon window. Stephen shares his Amazon window.
As long as it don't show your address. Be careful of that.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Don't do that.
Hang on, I will open this now in an
make it big
anonymous tab.
Yeah, incognito.
Didn't realise it. Yeah, it just lists your postcode right in there, doesn't it? Sneaky.
I know.
Right. I think that is the one.
Because Jack's had odd things sent to him, haven't you, Jack?
Very odd.
Right, that's not my postcode now. That is somewhere else.
I mean, that's quite a lot of money for an arm.
But mate, it is nonetheless. But that's half a metre as well. It's not an arm. I don't know how long the arms are, but that's half a metre of tubing.
Do you want me to measure them?
Yeah.
It might not be.
And that is the first price that I found. To be fair, so that is.
It's got 6% off.
It's going to be no more expensive than that. Put it that way. 30 quid for. You're bound to get at least 2 arms out of half a metre, aren't you? Even with the.
They're
really?
Quite long. They're quite long.
Anyway, it's not.
Not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world because you can get woven.
They look quite nice.
You can see they lay up on the inside and everything. So.
Right. So the arms are. Tune in to Let's Drone Out.
Well, Jack measures things, and Steve
we've
looks
been talking
Amazon.
about beer tonight, mate. Stouts and beer.
Ooh, they're 30. Yeah, they're 32 centimeters.
Schweinhund. Just to make life difficult, so you need 1 for each arm. My word, it's not making your life easy, is it? It's not making your life easy.
You can make it a bit smaller.
Yeah, so that's 90. That's £100 basically for
make it smaller.
Johnny Banter.
Hey, bloody
tricopters. Johnny Banton shows up. Do you know what I mean? That's like 90 quid. Like that's £100 for a set of arms. That's fucking horrendous.
Well, that's why no one ever crashed them.
They're hard. Well, I wouldn't say they're hard to crash, but
hard to get off the ground. You mean?
I reckon Jack should do it. Do it or stick it on the wall.
I think I'm going to need funding at this rate. I think Stephen needs to think Stephen might have to provide another flight controller.
No worries. Got a few.
And we'll have to put in an order with Armatan to get a bottom plate, couple of plates made up in carbon fiber, and then that way, if it does crash, it has half a chance of surviving.
Here we are. I found a length
Cheaper.
for. That's not even what it thinks I'm in Israel. That's impressive. Good job. AliExpress, where you don't so much worry about privacy as just massive amounts of confusion. It's 26 Israeli and some things. Oh, here we are. £5.82.
Get in.
£5.82, 10 by 10 with an interior diameter of 8mm, which is pretty good. And that is a length 500mm. Carbon fiber square tube. Okay, hang on.
What's that? 15 quid instead.
Me and Google were like that, I swear.
The other thing is, I do have a spare servo. I do have spare servo parts.
Oh, well, you've got to fly it then.
Yeah.
Then stick it in the museum.
£5.82. That's not too bad for an arm.
Banging.
£3 shipping from China. Job's a good one.
10 by 10 by 8mm.
Still get from China to here.
Length 500mm. That's the outside diameter, inside diameter.
Yeah, that just seems a bit strange.
Yeah. And look, someone is actually using it for potentially a tricopter.
Drono.
A drono, indeed. Drono, mate. So only a drono you got there.
Well, you've got to do it then. You've got to fly it once.
Yeah.
Video it, do some videoing, and then
hang it on the wall.
Gonna have to borrow a GoPro off you, mate.
Yeah, no worries. I found mine after 4 hours of looking in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the outcome of what is the outcome of your transmitter? Have you got another one? Someone sending you one?
Someone can send me one. I forgot to test it. But the guy who's one of our listeners said he'd send me his. So what I really need to do this weekend, because I completely forgot about it, is test mine again. So I'm going to get mine out and test it. Just turn it on and leave it on. See what happens.
You really need to be hovering something or flying something.
Oh, it's just got to drain the battery. Just got to see if the battery drains fast or not.
Well,
just
yeah, I
to
mean,
a car or something, can't you?
Yeah, it's all about the dynamic power and using it, putting it under load for.
Well, it'll have the crossfire on.
Crossfire, yeah, but if it's on dynamic, it will just sit there at minimum output.
Well, I could get a fan, a fan with a bit of string, turn that on, and then when the fan does that, it can pull the sticks.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's got to.
I've got to test it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was nice enough to volunteer, give me.
What you want to do is find yourself a square field and just fly along the edge of it in a square pattern, and then when it goes down, you just walk that square pattern.
Yeah, well, I think I've put a low voltage alarm on now, because I think maybe when you updated it reset all that, and I didn't put one on.
Yeah, it's gonna. It doesn't know what kind of battery's in there.
Yeah, so I'll put one of them on now, so I'm sure I'll hear it before it just turns off this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will need to. I'll definitely need to test it. I should have done that. I completely forgot. Bless that guy. I will actually message him later. It was one of our lads who we've met before. We've flown with him as well. But many of our drone festivals we all used to go to. God, imagine going to one of them. I think it was 6 years ago today. We were actually...
We're meant to be going to the, Western Park, but you need to message about the dog.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, it's going to be May, and then June's going to be...
It is May.
Upon us. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the end of May, yeah, and then June.
When is it? June the what?
I don't know. June something. I don't know. I just look at Frank.
See when he starts sweating.
June. Okay. All right. I need to... Yeah. I'll have a look.
Sort that out.
Yes.
Get it figured out.
I'd like to go to there again. It's quite far away, if I remember, isn't it? When did we go last time? That was ages ago. I think it was 6 years ago today that we were at where were we? My face balls told me earlier.
Don't forget, it's Curry Kitten's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday!
So, yeah, happy birthday, Curry. Let's play dementia. I know. I literally can't remember. I think the last time we were there.
When did they last let us go out? I don't know. When did
that was? That was 6 years ago today.
It was a year, I remember.
He jests, but that's what it feels like. Because I'm sure many.
I think I wore shoes. Ooh, did we?
I know, yeah.
What was I doing 6 years ago with a drone? Oh, that was for a news. That was for a magazine. That shot. That was version 1 of the X-Class. Because look, it's got no tri-blades. It's got balancing tape on the on the props.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The good old days, Jack. We used to balance props.
With, laser beams and tape.
Yeah.
Right,
Stephen, you weren't there, man. I mean, you
weren't there, man.
And nothing about this is making me wish I was.
No.
I know. Flying bloody quad made out of polystyrene. You were.
That's 6 years ago, the mini air show. One of them was.
If I wanted the camera view to look like that, I'd get another beer, guys.
Yeah. Massive. Do you want to see us out? Thank our Patreons.
Thank you, wonderful Patreons, for putting up with this light news week and an unfortunately curtailed discussion of the merits of beer. We will pick up next week with our beer cast, as is. Tony's secondary beer cast, picking up the chaff left over from his main weekly beer cast, with more news on tricopters and developments thereof.
Well, no, it'll be Frank. It'll be Frank talking about the squadron, won't he? Because he's up at
what? No tricopters. All right. Well, we're sorry, dear Patreon. There's going to be limited discussion of beer and tricopters. Yeah. It's going to be a news week.
Probably.
BMFA. Frank.
BMFA. Yeah.
Lovely.
Do you want to say what it's going to be next week? I don't know what it's
No one knows.
Thank you to our wonderful Patreons. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you who keep this show online and ensure that the editor can put up with the prodigious amount of waffle that he has to filter through every week. Thank you oh so very, very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait.